there for an extended period of time in the pre-engage section of each fight.
And even in our last quarterfinal, we saw the use of the Winston, but when you're going up against a Sombra, I've already mentioned this, you're a lot more susceptible and vulnerable to Sombra hacks when you have, you place a bubble, it's stuck there. Reinhardt, you can at least rotate yourself around with your shield, try and block that hack from going through, but O2 Blast out the doors. GC Busan Wave at the doors, going with their usual Sombra goats, but O2 Blast, interestingly, running the Ana on the defense. GC Busan Wave will have to be careful of this.
Oh, to the sky, Daydream.
I have no idea what just happened.
He just flew to the moon. He's hanging out in Horizon Lunar Colony. He's going to respawn from there, and he's going to drop back in, hopefully, and help his team. Otherwise, it's going to be a 6v5 for the rest of the map. But he's going to be Busan Wave on their attack. They lost their Lucio, but you can see how O2 Blast wants to play this. They want to keep people on high ground here. They want to make sure that they can get Mondu over the top of any of the doorways, throw Ion off a little bit, and then again give that opportunity to Kaiser, that opening to Kaiser to just run in and just deal that damage.
Edison is getting like PTSD, just getting slept from Youngbong, but not if you hack him. Can't do that. But he is getting chased away there from Krong. Edison has to already translocate back. GCB now going forward, needing to have Edison by their side to open up this opportunity for them. But meanwhile, Kaiser is going to be close to a shatter. GCB have to get ready to block this one.
Yeah, look out, not even just for the Earth Shatter, but also the Nano Boost that's likely to go onto him. Oh, the sleep onto Free!
Oh, no! He's going to be free falling back to the spawn room very soon, but O2 Blast doesn't decide to actually engage off of this. Kaiser wants to go for a sneaky but not so subtle shatter. See if he can bounce them around, maybe looking for Mondu to set up a boot, but not really found. He goes for a shatter, but receives the nano from Youngbong, goes forward, but Free traps them into a Graviton. Meanwhile, O2 Blast might have Mondu's barrier in the back pocket pretty soon, but GCB starting to get some kills.
They're going to have to play into the EMP, I think, here to be able to solidify this fight. As Kaiser, how do you set that up? They kill Free, they're sticking into this, and perhaps they won't have to invest the EMP after all.
Yeah, they needed to use the grab to kind of win this point, but at least they will have an EMP for potential snowball situation, but that was pretty close.
We'll see them capture out, and not only that, but they also maintain the EMP. So they have that option going forward here, and remember, this is GC Busan Wave's pick, and they want to go ahead and take advantage on this map of their choice. And the way that they're going to do that here is by throwing out this EMP, try to catch Mondu. Obviously, Mondu's going to hide, so really tough opportunity here. Oh, they still get Kaiser!
Oh! And Mondu uses the barrier. O2 Blasts are fine. Smile, maybe not. Krung's out of mech. Kaiser is dead. GCB want to start this train, but it's being stalled for the moment. But they could start maybe getting their first hit. They're so wounded. They decide to use the rally anyway. They do lose Daydream. One support out. Respawn advantage favoring O2. Looking for the first hit. They will get it. Now, can they continue the snowball? Can they make that happy little snowman? The proper now to the Winston. Double main tank now.
Everybody's jumping on. They've got the tanks. They've got the beef. Can they get the kills and swing things back in their way?
Oh, Ion stunned, antied, out of the picture. No main shield for the offensive GCB, but they're happy. They walk away with 87.6% for the moment. Plenty of time, too.
And now they just go back into kind of like a little building phase, although they do have an opportunity to just kind of overpower O2 Blast in this next fight. They know that Proper did just swap back over to the Zarya, so he went from Winston back over to Zarya, doesn't have the Graviton available, so they know they don't necessarily need the support ults right now. There's nothing really that lethal that they have to pull that out. Well, they've got EMP, they've got Grav, they can actually just force it right here.
Yeah, do they go with Edison first or Free first? Looking to just break down the shield here of Kaiser, making the EMP as effective as possible. The front line of O2 is already dead, and soon to follow is the rest. GCB using everything in the tank, getting their final tick. Is O2 Blast anywhere to be found? The answer is no. GCB start off full sky with a very stacked time bank.
Good luck from GC Busan Wave to get things started here. Almost got it on that first push, but still a very, very solid time bank. 349 as they look to defend now. And I imagine here this is going to be the same kind of thing as what we saw from King's Row, where Myeongbong, I mean, they could go for an Ana. I think it's more likely they go for an Ana here on attack than they would on King's Row. But if I was O2 Blast, I'm still putting Myeongbong on the Zenyatta for the same reasons that they did that on King's Row. And we'll see if they want to just go ahead and play that and then just play the rotation game. It's going to be a little bit tougher if you go up the right side, especially. I mean, either way, it should be okay for Myeonbong on the Zenyatta to stay away from Edison. He probably isn't going to get picked unless they go out into the open again. So I think the safe play is Zenyatta in this position.
Yeah, especially just how important the Transcendence is to counter a Graviton, or if he can hide away from not an Edison Sombra EMP, but he's thinking about it, thinking very hard. He's like, I really want to shoot some people. Krong was making me run for my money. There we go. To the Sombra we go. He's like, are you sure I can't play any other hero? I don't know. I think it's stuck in Sombra jail, though. That's probably the more preferred jail to be in.
Yeah, yeah, it could be worse. Could be Delight, right?
could be a big one, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's
doing
fine.
a lot
Honestly,
for the team.
He really is, and we even talked about it before, how he's been able to be so impactful on that role, and that's why GC Busan Wave really relies on him over Alpha Yi, who has been really good on other heroes for them throughout the course of the season. But now that they've settled into this, Delight has been the go-to for them. Yeah, they're gonna go for that same. They've learned. They watched the other match.
Wow, they're doing what worked on King's Row. That's awesome. Great coaching so far.
And the previous series too. The previous series, we saw this exact same thing.
You're doing everything to force Edison off of the Sombra. You'd rather deal with the Diva, and then you just get off the Hanzo after that. But meanwhile, Krong is going to be finding some foreheads, breaking down the shield of Ion, and look how wounded GCB are already.
Not only that, but if for some reason GC Busan Wave sticks this long enough, that O2 Blast can build into a Dragon Strike, and then they still take point A, that would be devastating for GC Busan Wave's second point defense.
Yeah, it's tougher, maybe a little bit tougher to block the Dragon Strike, right, than a self-destruct. Kind of goes through all your shields. But speaking of that, you can't really block Krong when he's on top of your face. And meanwhile, O2 Blast taking advantage. Nothing GCB could do. Ion kind of looking around. What do I block? This arrow in my forehead. The Zenyatta orbs from the right side. I'm just dead inside.
The arrow in my back. The arrow in my side. Because Krong is everywhere, and everybody is everywhere. But well, at least GC Busan Wave come away from that fight with their EMP, and Edison could turn could turn this map around a little bit back into their hands with the usage of a well-placed EMP. Obviously, has to find Myeonbong, or else we'll be seeing the Transcendence used to counteract the use of the EMP.
No, Edison is looking for the free hack on the Kaiser. Would rather do the EMP. It drops it on. O2 Blast were able to use the Transcendence, though, but their front line just died instantly, which is okay. It's okay. They have 6 minutes. They got so many rounds of ultimates to go for.
I mean, realistically speaking, they could kind of push in for 2 minutes and then capture it after that, and they'll still equalize time bank. So it should be okay. We're going to see Edison swapping over to the Diva here as O2 Blast. I mean, we still see them having that combo available. Proper only needs about 10% more ultimate charge, and he can get that very quickly. And if he doesn't get the grab, there's no way he's getting the Dragon Strike, because Krong isn't going to be playing as close. So if the grab lands, everything lands.
Well, Edison is like, well, won't work unless I eat both your ults. Maybe one of them. But either way, Krong is just instantly dead. He got bursted down. Not a great start, but it's okay. You still have the ultimate combo for the next fight, and the next one, and the next one. You got 5 minutes left.
Especially when Fielder is showing like that. If Krong could get that pick prior and not let Fielder get it instead, if Krong could get the pick onto Fielder, he denies the Transcendence, and he opens up the opportunity to get the free combo with the Dragon Strike Graviton. So if he can get the pick onto Fielder, if Fielder is looking through those angles, kind of opening up that shooting lane for Krong, he could easily set up the entire play by himself, alone on the Hanzo.
Now GCB playing a little bit of hide and go seek. There's the grab long range from Free. They did lose their Briggs, so GCB actually surviving, but they lost Free, who throws a... Well, there's the Dragaton combo from O2 Blast. Graviton plus Dragon Strike, but it's still not the fight they wanted. They've lost Kaiser, and the rest soon to fall.
You expect Krong to swap here. This is a good time to swap, buddy. I mean, we don't see Edison on the Sombra anymore, so you go over to the Diva. exactly what he's going to do there as well. Now you have to start kind of trying to play into economy a little bit. Try to get an advantage. You know you have the trans available. You know GC Busan Wave did just utilize the Graviton. They did recently-ish use Fielder's Transcendence as well. So if you want to get aggressive, you can put Proper and Kaiser into aggressive positions as long as you can... Oh, they found Edison, so they know where the self-destruct's going to come from here.
Yeah, that was a little scary. He's like, he got jump scared by the other D.Va. And look how deep O2 Blast are going in, looking for the... Seemed like the shatter, but not yet. Ion first to drop. Free as well. GCB. Now this is bad. Now O2 Blast starting to accumulate some percentage points, getting the first tick. GCB will be coming back with at least a self-destruct from Edison. He's waiting for the rest of the team to set this up.
We're seeing Pelican just swinging away, trying to keep Kaiser alive. He just can't pull it off.
Oh, not good. O2 Blast looking for the final tick. But Kaiser, no main shield, so Proper. They have the combo, not the dragon one, but the self-destruct one. What a shatter from Ion stops them from attacking them while they're in grabs. So self-destruct should be blocked here as Ion gets back to the point. Reinforcements back from GCB and O2 Blast. Looking, well, now that Kaiser is back, they don't have to fully reset, but going for another fight.
Oh, the combo could go out, and there it is, but are they gonna catch anyone? 2 kills for GC Busan Wave.
Perfect start for the defense. O2 Blast, now they've used so much and they're using even more despite being down by 2. The Transcendence comes out.
They're just trying to keep everybody alive. Kaiser should go down here, and not only are they losing this fight, but they're losing so much time behind it as well. They just try to invest so much into forcing that fight, and they weren't coming out ahead in the end. And now GC Busan Wave, they definitely had to kind of counteract a little bit. Yep, he finally made it up there, but they definitely had to counteract a little bit. They did have to invest a lot themselves, but they are coming away with a huge advantage in terms of their support economy. I mean, Daydream already ready to go with the sound barrier. They can force this fight a little bit more aggressively and kind of extend it a little bit longer, take even more time away.
Yeah, O2 Blast step on the point. They force GCB down. See if they can bait out some support ultimates. Like you said, they already got the rally out, waiting for Daydream to use the barrier. O2 Blast just have nothing in the tank. Need to extend this fight as much as they can. You know, not really to waste time, but to get these ultimates on the board, they only need one last tick. And already at a time bank disadvantage, or at least it's not looking good time bank wise. GCB finally using that barrier. O2 Blast waiting this out. Now they have Proper's grab, and that's what they're trying to set up now towards the right. Ion tries to counter shatter, doesn't stop anyone. O2 Blast going deeper. Have a shatter who just slams down Edison, leaves behind a little present of a self-destruct. Transcendence thought to maybe save Edison. Miscommunication. Would have liked to save that for the reinforcements, as Free will be back with the grab, but needs to hurry.
Look at this delay, though. I mean, O2 Blast just struggling to get those last couple of kills here, as they are answering everything coming out of GC Busan Wave. They just can't get the kills as efficiently as they need to.
We'll still continue. Like, O2, never give up. Believe in the dream. 1 minute and less remaining to get that final tick, and just using ultimates, but not getting the decisive fight win until they finally push GCB off. We'll see what the final time bank was, but man, that took a long time.
Yeah, it's under a minute for sure. So extra time going to be allotted to GC Busan Wave, all things said and done. It's only 7 seconds, so it's not that big of a deal, but still pretty hefty advantage to GC Busan Wave, as they have now 2 minutes and 56 seconds over their opposition of O2 Blast, who are going to be attacking again, as we did just see them close that out. But we've seen things like this. I mean, we just saw it on Kings Row, what O2 Blast can do with a hope and a prayer. And all you really need to do is just believe in Kaiser. Well, here's another opportunity to do just that.
Yeah, both these teams, it's tough. O2 Blast feel like it took them so long. They've had so many rounds of ultimates, not being as successful setting up, you know, a shatter. The Graviton's not the full finish. Then they didn't have support ultimates at the very end. They had to wait for those to come up before they can sustain long enough to outlive GC Busan Wave. We're now on the defense, going with what they know best with the Sombra Goats.
So we see Edison still on that Sombra. O2 Blast. Looks like they're going to go for the Ana this time. I was going to say, I wouldn't have expected them to want to keep that. I think the Zenyatta is the safer choice. You could see if you could answer Edison early on if he's going to go for these aggressive plays, but he does have the backup of the Zarya bubble, so not going to be catching him with a McCree flashbang like we saw in our other series just prior to this one.
Oh god, yeah. Don't want to have that kind of punish from Yongbong onto the Ana. So you got that sleep potential on the Ion. So kind of interesting. They don't want to go towards the high ground. They just want to attack directly towards the point.
And now we see Myeonbong just trying to take advantage. He has the biotic grenade available, and look at that high ground by Fielder. He has to drop. Oh, he's going to be taken down.
Yeah, that was just consecutive shots on the Fielder to finish it off. Perfect play from O2 to get onto the point, to clear GC Busan wave. They don't have too many ultimates to brag about, though, but they will get it within the first fight.
All right, well, again, O2 Blast. They've been in this position before. Miracles do happen. And especially for O2 Blast, it seems, as we've seen them do this time and time again. Game 5s like this now, or Game 5s kind of in the similar position. Remember, this is first to 3 here. As O2 Blast going forward, they do have that nano boost coming up. And the best case scenario for GC Busan Wave is Edison throwing out that EMP. Nothing to really answer as Mondu's just too far away from the sound barrier here. Everybody!
There's the EMP from Edison. Every single one from O2 Blast. Nothing Myeongbong could do there when he was hacked to save Kaiser, and now Krong is hacked. He's just farming Edison. Another EMP is coming down to the wire. O2 Blast start accumulating those percentage points in GCB. Could be coming back with some important ultimates, support ultimates, free with the grab, but they need to contest.
Oh, they're going to be dropping Proper's grab here, and it goes down.
There's the grab. Let's see if it can finish. Ion is also anti. This is just tough for GCB to fight this one. So back and forth. O2 Blast looking for the finish, the final tick for Edison EMPs. I mean, they're actually kind of low, so they have to be careful. It's not one yet for O2.
We're seeing O2 finally. They do capture it out. And that's incredible that they were able to do that with a minute, what effectively becomes a minute and a half with that first cap extra time allotted. And yes, they go down to 0 time, but they get that second point. Now they only have to defend for 3 minutes 56, effectively 4:26 could be if that first point is capped out by GC Busan Wave.
Well, going into the next offense, GCB will have 4 minutes to get the job done. But what do you think so far? This is a tight series.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is going to go back and forth throughout the set. It has to. It has to. It has to. GC Busan Wave, we'll see if they can close things out here. I mean, obviously they have to cap 2 points and then ideally have some time left so that they can get that tick on the first point. But if they cap it under a minute, they give opportunity to OT Blast to do the same thing. So this is very much not over at all. GC Busan Wave, 356. It seems like a lot. That difference that we saw initially, 356 to a minute, seems like a lot. But now that 2 points have been captured again by OT Blast, it's no longer the case. And we're going to see GC Busan Wave trying to play out that same composition, playing into the Sombra. But interestingly, O2 Blast on their defense not playing the Ana. Instead, they're going with the Hanzo again. They're going to try to force Edison off of the Sombra.
It worked out before, right? You got too much damage comes out of the Hanzo, and it's really giving Ion a lot of pain to his shield. So Edison, see if he sticks onto it. Might try to squeeze out one EMP and then swap to the D.Va for point B. But now GCB actually going to the high ground.
Oh, they know Fielder's caught out, so they have to rotate back to make sure that there's not Zenyatta rotates with them, gets back over onto the high ground with that setup. But Edison now, great. We've seen this before where we're going to see Ion try to go for the play, throw out the fire strike. Oh, so close to getting the kill, but not quite.
Yeah, Edison is just really hurting the back line, and Krong is going to be playing with Fielder into the back, but wow. GC Busan Wave almost walk away with their first tick, but look at Krong is too powerful on this Hanzo. Holy cow!
Oh, we're going to see Krong closing things out. Headshot again and again and again as he's going to build up his Dragon Strike with ease. And this defense working out. Yeah, they give up a tick, but coming out ahead a little bit. Now they can use the Dragon Strike to fend off GC Busan Wave and kind of cut them in half. Although GC Busan Wave, I mean, always you have to be wary of the EMP from Edison. It could come out at any point, and you don't have a support ult right now to answer it. So you could crumble under the pressure.
This GCB, see if they can crumble them with the EMP, but not even needing to. Already a first kill traded equally. As, oh no, you can see Kaiser feeling the pain. Already got grounded at the start. GCB close to their second take, 2 minutes and 14. It's back and forth. I think there's still two or three members from O2, but Krong is turning things around by himself.
Oh, he does actually expend the Dragon Strike. This might actually force Edison to pop out the EMP, but actually now that they are able to kite away from it, that should not be the case. They're able to hold on to it just as they did on their first attack. Lots of time to work with here. 222 with the EMP. All three of their support ults coming online. Graviton coming up as well. They just have to burn through O2 Blast, maybe even catch a support with the EMP. If they can do that, GC Busan Wave in a good position to be able to cap out second point.
Edison had 8 HP at one point. That was so scary, but now he's getting ready for the EMP, and O2 Blast are ready for him in an early Transcendence. Yeah, hack this, buddy. But GCB, though, now moving forward. EMP drop from Edison. The barriers counter there from Mondu. O2 Blast are down by Kaiser. No main shield, but they're holding on to Proper's grab. Maybe waiting for the Rhine to get back, but they throw it out anyway. GC Busan Wave, they do survive, but not free. So this is so hard. Why is Krong back there? Who knows? He's killing the supports. Dragon Strike allows O2 Blast to re-engage towards the point.
Oh my, how is Krong doing this? Krong and Myeonbong, I mean, we're seeing them come together, just landing only headshots together, bursting down free. That gave them the opportunity to just get those last few kills, and Krong looks like he's going to swap as Edison has made the change up over to the Diva. They're going to match it and go head to head. They know that they're in a great position and they're ahead in economy here with a minute left.
And now it's shatter to shatter. This could be the winning condition for either team. GCB move forward, shatter down from Ion. Gets a few, almost all the supports down from O2 Blast. It's equally from Kaiser. The Rhines are going in, but Kaiser, first of fall. Defense now have no shield, but now neither does GC Busan Wave on their attack. Down to the last 40 seconds, they gotta reset quick.
Got one more opportunity here. And now GC Busan Wave, as they push in, they know that O2 Blast has some options, just as many as they do. So this is going to be a tough push. And you also know that coming into it, if Proper is able to maintain here, if he's able to enable Kaiser just a little bit, hold on to this rally armor for a little bit longer as well, they could actually play Proper a little bit more aggressively, keep him on this high ground where he's going to be more effective, he's going to push out more damage, and they can have that combo available between Proper and Krong.
And big advantage, who's going to use transfers? Using it second, bigger advantage, especially O2 Blast having respawn advantage. It's going to be Myeonbong and Fielder that use it pretty much at the same time. Proper is ready with the grab. Not really Krong ready with the self-destruct, but there it is. Finishes off the rest of GC Busan Wave, and there you have it. O2 Blast taking a lead in the series, 2-1.
Another one, right? I mean,
another one.
Again, being at a time bank disadvantage doesn't matter for O2 Blast, fighting back into that one again and looking good in the process, right?
Yeah, all smiles on the bench. Well, in the seats. Their seats, very comfortable. Look at those leather seats, by the way. It's better than my butt. Very confident after taking 2 maps in a row. Now, do they close it out? Remember, the last time they saw each other was map 5.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a heated battle. We've seen it in week 1. Now getting back into it here in the playoffs. This is a rematch, again, where O2 Blast was able to kind of squeak that out a little bit the first week where we saw them go up against each other. And now we'll see if they can repeat that performance.
Well, we go to a quick break, but when we get back, we will be going into map number 4 of an unknown escort. See you guys in a bit. We're here in map 4 on Gibraltar. O2 Blast, 2 map wins in a row. GCB need to force to game 5 here. It is 1-3. We'll see how this one goes.
And this is match point here for O2 Blast now, as we see them once again playing that same exact lineup where Kaiser back on the Reinhardt. We've seen some teams actually opting for Winston here, and there's an obvious reason why, you know, the high ground approach and everything like that. But I think a lot more teams have been still preferring the Reinhardt because of the way that you can hold on the actual payload itself. Also playing off, you know, to one side as well, where you can really just hold the payload on a corner. I think O2 Blast are going to stick to the Reinhardt here, and I think it's a good play for them, especially because they're playing into Krong on the Hanzo yet again to once again force Edison off of this pick of the Sombra and onto the Diva instead. They might even just swap free and Edison completely here, and that looks like, yep, that's exactly the case there. So at least they get the preferred swap early. At least they get it early.
Yeah, and because Krong will also hit foreheads, because it's not just a shield breaker, it's not just a dragon bot. He snipes so well. Everyone keeping their eyes on him, but moving the payload slowly through Car Wash now. GCB and O2 Blast waiting for them on the high ground. Interestingly, not decide to contest that Car Wash yet.
Yeah, they're not dropping down. They're not contesting, but they will soon, and they want to make sure that Krong is in a good position actually to force a lot of pressure from the high ground, but kind of just waltzing it right on through. GC Busan Wave not contested just yet, but they're finally O2 Blast dropping in.
Yeah, they're not sending free up there as much. Krong not always hitting those shots, so he's not too much of a threat yet, but Ion Shield dangerously low, tries to charge out. Does he survive? Krong finds him long range. Kaiser looking for more blood. Not yet, though.
And this is the power of the Reinhardt, this particular situation here, as Kaiser can just drop in. Then he gets that low ground threat. Krong, I mean, he's so close to the Dragon Strike. You can tell he's having that same little discussion with himself in his head that I'm having right now. Is he going to stick to this? Does he want to swap? Well, they do have the Dragon Strike. It looks like they want to play into that advantage there and maybe just kind of force GC Busan Wave off of the high ground, drop them onto low ground where they have to take the fight to Kaiser.
Nice, he just used that Dragon Strike right on the payload. You can see Kaiser's moving forward with a shatter. Holy cow, he got so many people down and just finishes off the backline of GCB. Now Ion is stuck, getting staggered from the rest, and this is a very solid defense from O2 so far.
Yeah, if they can keep this up. Welcome to the semifinals, right? I mean, OWC Blast looking solid here, and Krong, it looks like they're going to swap him, and that's a good play. I mean, it was kind of 50-50 on whether or not you stick to it before when he actually had ult. Well, he doesn't now, so no question. You go back over the Diva. You have your Graviton available. You have your support ults coming up. You already have the Transcendence. Now you just have to make sure that you can keep Kaiser alive here.
Yeah, OWC Blast, they use the grab, but it's countered by Fielder's Transcendence as GCB is trying to occupy as much space as possible, but keeping Ion alive is your main objective as he looks for the Shadow. Well, they do use the grab first, charges forward, but OWC Blast uses both support ultimates, Transcendence and Barrier out of the picture. But GCB have clearly won this fight. Nice block from Ion. Block that Shadow from Kaiser, finishing him off-ish, but GCB should get a point A from this.
Kaiser is just always looking for opportunities to click that shift button. If ever you're just sitting there wondering, hey, where's Kaiser at? He'll just come streaking across the screen and just take someone out of nowhere. And you'll be like, oh, there's Kaiser. Got it. Confirmed. There he is. But now, 3:20 on the clock, Ion diving in. They're just going to get a couple of easy kills from players that get staggered out, including Kaiser being one of those going for a quick charge there as we just stated. But hey, GC Busan Wave, they're going to get claim of the high ground. This is going to be super important, especially to get Edison into, so that they can just rain down right clicks from above. Make sure that he maintains that energy level for as long as he possibly can and be aggressive so that he can build that ult up, try to kind of outpace Proper in this stage of the map.
Yeah, this high ground control, I mean, it's all about the snowball and alley-oop. Okay, you shattered nothing. It's okay. Damn those birds. GCB, though, will still move forward to maybe work towards that Graviton. The Graviton self-destruct, I almost said Dragon Strike again, because that is out of the picture now, but GCB had to use the Transcendence, keep everyone up. They still got a barrier in their back pocket, but Ion is under so much more pressure than previous maps, and meanwhile, Proper's just farming while his team's dying. But it's okay, if you get a grab for the next fight, you can hold point B.
So we will see GC Busan Wave, though. I mean, they did invest a little bit, especially from their support line, but not too much. They were actually pretty efficient in that fight, and that's going to be very important here as they're effectively going to be holding out the hangar almost as, like a defense would here, as you're going to see them try to utilize the Graviton to just lock everybody down into a choke, and then it's going to go down right there.
Yeah, last second touch, but Proper grab. And well, both support ultimates used from OWC Blast, this should win them the fight in theory, and it shall. GC Busan Wave now have left the payload in such a bad spot.
Oh, that's a tough position to be in right there. And OWC Blast is going to take that advantage where they can. I mean, having both your support ults, that's a big lead to have over an opposition. And GC Busan Wave now, they have Fielder ready to go with the trans. They could use this just aggressively to start a fight off. They know Proper did just use his Graviton, so a little bit of a tempo kind of mid-fight adjustment that they could throw out just to be aggressive with it, try to find a kill, answer a rally. That's a good trade to make if you're Fielder.
Yeah, GCB just holding the high ground for the moment, but yeah, you said like they have nothing really in the tank except the Transcendence, and you need to use this effectively. Nice sleep on the free. Gets him out of the fight, at least for the moment, as GCB will wait for that one. The shield duel starting where Kaiser's a little bit low, halfway done. He gets booped around. He's going to be looking for the shatter in his sights, but knows Ion is right around the corner. Bubbles are out, slams past him, doesn't catch anyone. Kaiser still alive and well, bumps into the other one. Ion is stunned, and Youngbung's trying so hard to heal everyone. The payload is advancing. OWC Blast need to contest it. But now GC Busan Wave, their front line was wounded there from an anti from Youngbung, but that fight is done and done. GC B, getting point B.
Nice little rhyme there to close things out, but not even just getting point B, but also coming away with just so much in tow, and they can go forward, they can get some more kills, but look at what they've got available. I mean, they may not have a direct combo, they might not have that Graviton into self-destruct, you know, something incredibly lethal like that, but they have the ability to just drop the grav, have the backup of your support ultimates, get aggressive, get Ion up there so that he actually can take on Kaiser, or at least kite him out more effectively should he get the nano boost.
Surprise! They just drop all from the high ground, and not even needing to use a Graviton. He could probably farm another one up even if he did. But this is so much space now that they can push forward with. At least OWC Blast that throws some bodies on the card who stall that one out a little bit. But down to a minute. GCB have one last fight to go.
Yeah, you'll take a fight win with Rally Shatter all day long. All day long. And OT Blast coming back into this. They will have the Nano Boost still. Likely going to invest that into Kaiser proper should he get some energy, but likely Kaiser I think would be the main go-to.
Yeah, Edison with the grab. There it is, and O2 Blast, if you use the barrier, I think Ion just pinned Kaiser off the map, but such a, well, maybe not smart for him, but Kaiser will be back to the fight much sooner. Now GCB, they don't want to use support ultimates here, even though Fielder did just use his. They hold on to the barrier to get Ion back quicker.
Yeah, this is good from them. I think disengage is the smart play. You know Ion's getting his Earth Shatter up. You know you have the sound barrier advantage as Manu just used his. So play into that, go for a speed boost play, try to set up Ion, but he gets slapped. They're going for the aggressive play. Now he's just gonna get charged.
No, it forces out the barrier too so early, and he still dies. Self-destruct there. Nice finish from Krong. Overtime into effect for GCB. They've lost too much. See if they can just throw bodies on the cart, try and burn some time, get some time so reinforcements can come back, but there's only 2 left. O2 Blast, defense too strong. And even leftover ultimates in the bank, and that cart will not go anywhere else.
So it does get stopped. O2 Blast know their win condition, and if they can go the distance here, then that'll be that. They'll take the 3-1 lead, and they'll move forward into the semifinals to take on, of all teams, Runaway. Oof on that one, but hey, they're looking pretty solid here. We've seen Runaway, collapse against another team before. Element Mystic. Also, O2 Blast took them to a game 5 themselves, so that could be a really, really good game should O2 Blast come out ahead here. But speaking of getting ahead, let's not get ahead of ourselves, as GC Busan Wave could very well make a stop right here and right now. I mean, Ion has made a couple of really good plays. We've seen how O2 Blast have again found an answer to the Sombra. First, we saw it as the Ana. They did that to a ton of other teams in the group stage. Now they're saying, hey, you know what? Not only are we going to exploit the fact that you're running a Sombra by trying to just counter it with the Ana and maybe find an answer that way, but hey, we know you're not running a Diva, so we'll just throw out the Hanzo. Really smart stuff from O2 Blast, and just figuring out ways to counter a lot of these compositions that are extremely successful and extremely prevalent in this region.
It's been so smart to, exactly like you said, to force GCB into a Goats v Goats matchup. Maybe O2 Blast feeling way more confident in that, and having to force Edison away from maybe he's played too much Somber, now a little rusty on something else. Not really the case, but confident so far. They go with the Winston on the defense, and now O2 Blast. Now, do they come up with a double sniper? We will find out soon.
Yeah, I think they're just going to go for that early, kind of seek out the enemy a little bit, get the vision, and if they do peek out, you go for the headshot, maybe get that 65 advantage, then you just swap back. But yeah, Krong is still sticking to this Hanzo right now, but I think as soon as they do see that there is no Sombra in play, they're going to go back, they're going to swap Krong back over to the Diva. They want something to help contest the high ground. But I like this from GC Busan Wave. They're actually playing the Winston here to try to play the high ground a little bit better, try to get your resets and get away from that Ryan v Ryan matchup that Kaiser has been very aggressive in.
Seems O2 Blast want to meet them up there, and they'll have at least the Diva on the card to push it through, but GC Busan Wave to eventually come down from their high ground, and there's Ion jumping on top of proper space. There we go, GCB starting off the fight. Bubble started early from O2. GCB chasing them away, but you see Ion not playing too aggressive yet, wants to find an opening into the back line, but decides to retreat once they've lost both supports.
Oh, GC Busan Wave just crumbling here, and now you're going to be in a position where Ion is having to swap to Reinhardt, but he's not dead, so he's going to have to go all the way back to the spawn, which is going to take some time. So maybe he just sticks to this pick. He's kind of close to Primal, so they could stick it out, but as ultimates build up for O2 Blast, it's not going to matter as much that he has the Primal. They may not be able to just solely win because of that Primal advantage. Might not even be much of an advantage at all at this stage.
And seems like only Krong is up onto the high ground, and first pick onto Fielder. That's great. Looked like he was close to Transcendence. Ion forced to use the Primal. See if he can mix up O2 Blast a little bit. Still pushing the cart and still very healthy. Getting towards the grab self-destruct combo might exactly be what they need to get point B.
So they invest the Primal to keep Ion alive. Not not the advantage that they were hoping for, and they also have to pull him all the way back to spawn. So effectively died in that fight, you know, all things said and done. And now he comes back onto the Reinhardt dropping down. Look at all the ultimates for OT Blast just ready to expend.
Oh no! Krong ate Edison's grab, not the one they're looking for. Proper answers back with his own self-destruct over the top from Krong and Free. Ooh. Both double kills, mirroring each other. Really now, O2 Blast trying to push through point B. It's a meter away. GCB still somehow have bodies. It's only Ion. Maybe another support. There's Fielder. O2 Blast just putting on a clinic.
Really great play there from Pelican as well, just cleaning up on the payload. We've seen mistakes on King's Row prior to this where, you know, not cleaning the payload could lead to problems, especially when a team has a respawn advantage. Well, O2 Blast not going to suffer the consequence of that here and now, as GC Busan Wave did before. And they swap Proper back over to the Zarya, but of course, with this time bank, they have plenty of time to get his ult charge back up. And Kaiser now, maybe the eye time again with the Shatter.
Okay. Finds one. Oh, he would have been gone, so gone if that pin would have went through. But O2 Blast still pushing the payload. GCB losing their main shield, but so is Kaiser. So now this is not a fight O2 Blast want to take, especially Edison so close to the Grav. So GCB survive a defense for now.
And they need to do so much more of this. They need to do so much more of this if they want to stick in this. I mean, they have to defend for 4.5 minutes. To be able to just tie up the series and go to another map 5 like we saw them do in week 1. Krong makes the swap as we see Free actually on the Sombra. This is actually taking us all the way back to week 1, isn't it? With Free on the Sombra as opposed to Edison here.
We'll see if he's just as effective as Edison on this role. It's the Grav and the... Oh no, it's not the EMP. Little graphic tricked me, but still, Krong is like, all right, you want to play Sombra? I'll go back to Hanzo. I'm gonna pop your heads like zits, and we're gonna win these fights. Ooh. So, yeah, just put that image in your head. But Krong's gonna find the bottom of the map, so kind of hyped him up for nothing.
Hopefully that metaphor can find the bottom of the map immediately.
Thanks.
But
thanks.
we're gonna see GC Busan Wave now just holding up on this high ground here and trying to deny the line of sight from Krong, and that's going to be their best bet. If they give up a pick or two to Krong here to start fights out, it's going to be devastating to them. Need to play off the EMP. Free has had time to work this. Oh, gets stunned!
Oh no! That is not an Edison EMP at all. That is a Free EMP. Not getting what they were looking for, but they still do hack Mondu, so he's out of the fight. No 2 Blast already resetting.
So, a lot of time taken away already, but O2 Blast just trying to use basically all the time that they have available to them to build into everything, try to pull ultimates out of GC Busan Wave. They know they have time. They know they only have to effectively win 1, maybe 2 fights to be able to close this out.
Ion shatters nothing but the grab not self-destruct, but a Dragon Strike pierces through GC Busan Wave, taking care of Edison, who was close to grab. Now GC Busan Wave have used the barrier, and there's just a lot of ultimates. O2 Blast even throwing in the shatter. Just a very confident one. He'll advance the payload. There's that box of victory around the corner, and their ticket to the semifinals.
Oh, this is going to be tough, though. If Edison rounds that corner, gets up into a position, and actually gets the grav off, GC Busan Wave could clear that point. They have the rally to sustain as well. Edison could close this fight, or shut this fight down for them. It's going to be a question of whether or not Proper and Krong have the damage. Actually, a really good disengage from O2 Blast there. They know that it's going to be coming soon for Edison, and they want to avoid that entirely. Just kind of build into their own ultimates. They know they have time to do it.
Oh, okay. There's the Graviton from Edison, and thankfully Free's back onto the Diva to see if he can mitigate some of this damage that Krong is putting out. But for the moment, they survive. O2 Blast. There's Proper. He's like trying to C9 it. Not going to happen. That's an oof.
So we'll see GC Busan Wave cleaning things up on the payload. Not too much time left here, just a little under 2 minutes, but O2 Blast building into that next combination, and we've seen Fielder actually swap over to the Ana here, so no Transcendence available. They have the Diva, so they have the defense matrix from Free. Question is if you can get Proper's Grav here, you can shut down the combo, you're good. But if you don't get the Grav, that combo goes down Free, and you're probably going to lose whoever gets hit by it.
And Proper is looking for the grab, coming through an angle behind them. Tries to bait out the Matrix first, then drops the grab, and Krong is already putting on a clinic as the Hanzo. No,
we got the Dragon
main
Strike.
shield for the defense. Oh, free hit the Dragon Strike. Those are the types of plays we want to see. Still, a minute left for O2 Blast. That take it to the semifinals is there. Somehow Delight is still alive. No longer O2 Blast is barely there. One last shatter from Ion. See if he can burn a little bit of time for reinforcements. The spawns are so close for GC Busan Wave. O2 Blast not giving this one up at all. The emergency Baptiste comes out, but the GC Busan Wave are just no longer immortal. O2 Blast seconds away from cashing in themselves into the semifinals to face Runaway, who they've taken to a Game 5 in the regular season, but GC Busan Wave just haven't gotten any kills, so it's not even going to be close as the Dragon Strike to maybe put the nail in the coffin. And O2 Blast shatter the doorway, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your second semifinal team will be O2 Blast.
What a way to close things out. They managed to really kind of dominate their way through after that first map got dropped. We've seen in week 1 how this went to a map 5. We've seen how O2 Blast has really put quite a good showing against really solid teams throughout the season. They've been reinforced to some degree as well by adding in 3 players that they've integrated almost instantaneously. I mean, Mondu, Myeongbong, as well as Pelican have done exceptionally well in this playoff match, as well as in the recent weeks, the last 3 weeks of the group stage where we saw them integrated into their system as well. But Kaiser, I think, has to be on, the name on everyone's lips right now, because he was playing so well all throughout, finding these openings and showing us exactly what we were missing out on over the course of the season with that Reinhardt play.
What a series. Exactly that, they didn't even have to play Villainy, and that is still an option for them going into the semifinals if they want to switch things up. And clearly showing that, they did upgrade their support lineup, was it around week 5, and showing that this didn't make, not in terms of a negative impact of maybe adjusting to this new synergy, but it's working out so well for them.
Yeah, and this is honestly some of the best that we've seen of O2 Blast as well. And remember, this is a team that, they've had a little bit of some ups and downs for sure over the course of the season, but ultimately they looked pretty solid, I would say. They were one of those teams that just ended in the middle of the pack, but they were pretty good. I think this is, again, the best look that we've seen from them. It's with Kaiser. It's bringing in that Reinhardt. We've seen also the adaptation coming through as well, where maybe they aren't able to pull out exactly what they wanted to, but then they answer back. They have a couple of different looks as well in terms of what they bring out immediately. I love this stuff. Proper looking exceptional all the way throughout. We didn't even get a chance to talk about Proper as much as we probably should have as well.
That was just an insane match, and even Free playing some Sombra a little bit. I can't believe how much Hanzo we've seen in the quarterfinals so far, maybe discovering the better combination. But let's take a look at